Good morning, and what a lovely day it is today too. It's Saturday the 14th of February 2026 and it's an absolutely beautiful day. So today I'm going to be wrapping one of my bundles where you get 30 pieces of textiles. That's usually laces and fabrics and ribbons, dyed in various ways, and these have actually been onion dyed, and they are such a beautiful sort of golden colour. So lovely. They've turned out so pretty. Some of the laces have taken up the dye in more depth, as you can see there. Yet some of them, and I think this one is, it's dyed so daintily. Can you have dainty dyeing? And that's like a beautiful pale yellow. It's beautiful, pale gold. So I'm going to wrap the parcel of 30 pieces. Now in those pieces I do put bits and bobs. So I've got one of my handmade bohemian beads. We've got, because it's Valentine's Day, we've got some love hearts, and I've tried to colour coordinate today. We've got some beautiful vintage glass, and there's a pottery beads. We've got some beautiful vintage buttons, a dangle, and I know this isn't yellow, but it's just ever so cute. Little butterfly, some lovely pearls on a, I'm sorry I keep nudging the camera, I'm going to have to stop that, aren't I? They're like on a nylon there, they're pretty. And do you know, I've got myself a microphone to use with this and I forgot to put it on, and some vintage flowers. So without further ado, let's start the wrap. So I start with normally one of the smaller pieces. So let's have a look. So this isn't the smallest, but it's one that can be folded quite prettily actually. We can just fold it like that. So this will be the middle. Now if I get a few of these little rose petals, and these are dried, this is dried potpourri. If we get a little bit of that in, it doesn't matter because it'll look pretty and smell pretty. So there, I'm going to just pop this vintage charm, because what I do, vintage dandle, what I do like as the customer undoes these, to have these little gifts hiding in the wrapping. So we've got some broderie anglaise here, so let's wrap that around next. I do think these are ever so lovely to receive. I do enjoy wrapping them. I should just order one for myself and see what I get, which defeats the object because I will have wrapped it, unless I wrap one and then don't unwrap it for about another 4 years, and then I can see what's inside it as a surprise. It's a bit like what I've got at the moment, because I've been moving my craft room down. Everything's moved down now, so I've just got some boxes that were in my old craft room in the house. I've got some to unpack that are in my new craft room, and as I'm unpacking them, I'm finding things and thinking, wow, yeah, I remember those. I remember them. Let's have a look on this side. We've got some beautiful vintage fabrics too. I'll show you as we go through. I'm looking for, oh, there's the gauze. Isn't that lovely? Like cheesecloth. So we can put that on next. Let's just put a few little petals in there. There we go. And then we'll wrap something else around. This is some more vintage tatting, this, or crochet, I'm not sure. I've just been dyeing them all. My husband went, "You've got dye all over the floor." I said, "It isn't dye, it's onion onion dye." I said, "And when has onion never wiped off the worktop, you know, or the floor?" So he still was a bit put out though. There's onion on the floor. He absolutely went wild the other day when there was red cabbage on the floor. But hey ho, it all cleans up. He said, "Why don't you clean up as I go along?" And I said, "Well, with the quantity of these that I'm doing, I'd be like forever cleaning up." I said, "I'll do it when I finish." That's a beautiful piece, isn't it? That'll be off her vintage tablecloth. I love going out looking for vintage fabrics and textiles to use. There we go. And let's have a look. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? Look how fine that is. It's of some vintage, I think it was an underskirt, but look how beautiful that is. And the movement in it. You can see the different colours with the movement. Let's just move that. Let's pop that there. Let's put some bits and pieces in there. Let's put some buttons and beads like that. Then if we put that there, and we bring these pieces up like so, make like a little parcel and wrap it around. Do you know, I thought that the red cabbage was my favourite stain, but actually this onion is just so beautiful. And look at those just tantalisingly peeping through. Let's put this on top. Look at this. How lovely is that? Pop that around. So much care and love goes into me wrapping these. Oh, this is some wedding dress lace. It's from the 1980s. This is what I used to make my angels with at Christmas. It picks up the colours so beautifully. Some more. Aren't they lovely? Now, I must tell you that next week, well, the good news is, let's do the good news first. The good news is there's a 25% sale in my shop. So I'll put a link below to my shop. It does finish on Monday, I think. 14th, 15th, Monday, I think the 16th. So I've only got a couple of days to get your orders in if you want these on sale. And then I'm shutting my shop on Wednesday for nearly a month because I'm off. I mean, my house won't be empty. There's family at home, but I'm off. Me and hubby are off on an organised trip to the Orient. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Pop that there. It's going to be just so fantastic, and I can't wait. Can't wait. Now here is some really, really old wedding dress. You can see it's a little bit moth-eaten, which I think just adds to the charm. This dress was from the 1920s. Look at those moth holes. So, well, let's pop our butterfly back on and let's wrap it up. Yeah, we're off to the Orient for a month. So, I think it's the Orient. It's Vietnam. Let's just say it what it is, as it is. So we're leaving the 4 cats, our beautiful doggy, beautiful spaniel, and my daughter and a boyfriend at home, protecting the house, guarding the house. No, they're not. They're just living in the house because my daughter lives here anyway. So they're at the house, and looking after all the animals while we're away. Lovely. Let's pop that this way around. Just tuck that back under there. Yeah, so this is some netting tulle. Can you see that? Off a vintage wedding veil. Starting to get bigger this now. So let's pop that under there. We can bring this here and bring this over the top. Yeah, so we're going for nearly a month. So we are on an organised tour, which will be superb. We're going with Distant Journeys, and then we are going to have some time ourselves, which is save that till the big wrap at the end. Yeah, we're having some time on our own, which is going to be amazing too. So this is a piece of the wedding dress that I showed you. This is a piece of the lining, the moth one. This is a piece of the lining. Yeah, the one that the moths had a chew at. Yep, so we've got some time on our own. So we've got a nice hotel. We've got ChatGPT as our tour guide. I've done a little course on how to get the best from ChatGPT for the over 60s. Yeah. That's how old I am, only just over 60. So I did this little course. It cost me £7 for the week, which I thought was okay. My son's girlfriend said, oh, I could have shown you how to use it. But yes, you could, but I committed myself to a little course and really enjoyed it. And I must say I did get a lot from it. Plus, I don't think I wanted Madison to know just how simple I am when it comes to AI. Let's put this on here. So my son has been given complete reign of the company. So we'll see what happens there. Whoop. Slid out. You can see what happens there. Should be interesting. And supported by some very, very, very excellent and outstanding staff. So we've got a group of nurseries. We've got about 60 staff. So he's going to be in charge. And I do believe that he is very much looking forward to it. That's a piece of vintage tablecloth. Yeah, he's apparently really, really looking forward to it. So I spent Thursday with him going through everything, explaining. So I've put this is a white tablecloth. I meant to say, not a tablecloth, a pillowcase, just so that you can see the difference in the colours from the white. Let's pop this round. This is a piece of dress shirt sleeve, but it's beautiful cotton, beautiful. Let's just wrap that around there. Right, what I'm going to do now is I've did some envelopes. So I onion dyed some envelopes, and in here I'm going to put these bits. So I've got my bohemian beads and buttons. I've got, I didn't show you these, a couple of cabochons. Vintage cabochons. I'll put in these beads. Whoop, it's gone rolling out. These beads and some dried flowers in there. Is it rolled up? So there it is. So we'll put that in there. I know this lady makes journals, so she'll be able to use that in a journal as well. That can go in there. I've got these few pieces of lace. We'll put that. It's a little tiny flower. We'll save that from the top. We've got, I don't know what that is. I don't think That belongs in there. Oh, we just put it in, can't we? Just put it in. This is, I love this. This is from some vintage. I think it's bedding. Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't it absolutely? It's so sheer. It's so fragile. Right, let's wrap my favourite piece. Well, one of my favourite pieces. Favourite in the colour. Around there. Yeah, so please, please, if you want this before I go on my holidays and in the sale, you need to order before. Actually, I'm going to shut my shop Tuesday, so you need to have ordered before Monday. Before Monday evening, Tuesday morning. I probably shut my shop about 3 o'clock. That's some vintage broderie anglaise there. Right, so now I'm going to get my big, this is from the 1980s wedding dress. So I'm going to get this and wrap it around. Yeah, so please, please put that order in before, preferably today, tomorrow, or the 16th, Monday, because at some point on Tuesday the 17th, my shop will be shutting. I've got beauty treatments on Wednesday, which I'm looking forward to. Packing on Thursday, so not a lot of time to be doing these, because they do take time. Right, this beautiful vintage sari silk ribbon that I dyed. I just wrapped it around this stick so I could flatten it out a bit. So that can go across there. Comes across the back and around the front. Just going to have to tie a little, I don't know if I'll get a bow, will I? Oh yeah. So yeah, 25% off just at the moment. So that is just a tiny bow. Let's just tidy that back up. I've been inundated with these beautiful packages just recently. Absolutely inundated. Put that flower there and put this flower under there. See how pretty does that look? And we are just going to top it off with this pearl. So let's put that under there. So no two of these are ever the same. So if you see this one and think, oh yeah, I'll have that one. Yes, the dyeing will be similar because it's eco dyed. You can never guarantee that it'll be the same. No two pieces are ever the same, even if you use the same fabrics, etc. They will be similar. And then the contents will be similar. That through there. So the contents will be similar, but not necessarily the same, because every little beautiful bundle is a surprise. Do you know what? I'm making a mess of this. Well, I'm not making a mess, I'm just not doing it as I would want it to be done. Right, there we go. Right, let's turn it over and tuck this in at the back, there and there. So that is completed. That is a beautiful onion stain package of textiles, which will be out on its way to a customer shortly. So if you want one at discount, this is 2026, Saturday the 14th, you need to have ordered by close of business Monday the 16th of February. I'll be closing my shop at some point, that's to guarantee it. Tuesday the 17th, I'll be closing my shop at some time, ready for my tour of Vietnam. So yeah, so I'll put the link below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.